Hey guys, Brady here with your daily tennis lesson. So we got a fun one for you today. It's the forehand drop shot. Really have fun with this shot. I don't hit it a ton, but when I do, it's one of the favorite shots in my game. Couple things we got to discuss today to help you hit a forehand drop shot correctly. 3 things to be exact. 1 is grip pressure, how tight you guys hold it. 2 is the path of the racket to the ball to execute a good swing. And then the angle of the strings is really important because a lot of times we might have the right grip pressure and the right racket path, and if the angle of the strings isn't perfect, we don't get a good resulting drop shot. So let's initially touch base on grip pressure. Obviously, it's a soft touch, feely shot, so I hope it's very apparent to you guys, number 1, that we're in Continental Grip, so that obviously with the strings open, if I squeeze that grip too tight in Continental, we know that the ball is going to pop up and go too far, and I barely did anything here. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being as light as I can hold the racket, 10 being as firm as I can hold the racket, I like to set my drop shot position holding the racket about a 4, because if I'm too loose to begin with, maybe the setup of the shot isn't great. So hold the racket grip in about a 4 out of 10, and then as you guys move the racket to the ball, drop it down to maybe a 2. We want to really get some soft feel on the ball so that it doesn't take off into the court. So let's have a look at just how light I hold the grip, and I'll hit a couple drop shots here. And I think you get the feeling. I'm being very delicate with the shot, trying to really feel the ball absorb into the strings. I don't want to feel that hard contact where it takes off quickly. All right, now, racket path. How do we get the racket into the tennis ball to create a solid drop shot? As you guys can see, the way I set it is very similar to my forehand volley. I want to feel the strings lay back slightly, and I want the strings to start somewhere about shoulder height. I think what happens a lot, a big mistake a lot of you make out there, is that because the drop shot, the result is meant to be kind of a small shot or a short shot, we get this really short little punch stroke that doesn't have enough kind of length in the swing to even get the ball over the net. So one thing you'll notice is I definitely cover a decent amount of ground from my set position into the tennis ball. I'm making this full move right here. So let's have a look at that. Racket sets nice and high by the shoulder, strings are laid back, and there's definitely some length into my follow through. Let's have a look at that one more time. Trying to get that ball to just settle down, okay? Now that last one, good example of why the racket angle is so important. That last one I hit carried a little bit too far. I think my opponent would get to that. So what I want to feel at the end of the swing is the strings really opening. Big mistake players at the club level make is, oh, I need a drop shot, I need backspin. So the racket angle is open the whole time, and that's not really what we want. We want to get to the tennis ball, and right as we're getting into where contact's going to be, now we start to lay the racket open. And I think you guys understand why. We obviously need some distance off the strings. If I'm already open at the time the ball hits the racket, it's going to skid off the strings and not go anywhere. So have a look at the end of my stroke, how I go from a little more square into a wide open finish position. All right, so you guys can see that racket, it's like I could hold a drink on my strings right there, and yet right before contact, it was like this. And a great result on a drop shot, if you guys are aware of how many bounces the ball takes before it passes your opponent's service line, 2 is like the minimum. Some great drop shots might bounce 4 times before they pass the opponent's service line. So let's see how many bounces I get on this one. 1, 2, 3, almost 4. So that's going to be a very effective drop shot. So grip pressure, nice and light, but don't start too light. We want a little more firmness in the set position. There's actually a little bit of disguise there too. If you guys set in a 4 or a 5 and the opponent starts charging you thinking it's drop shot, you could just keep it firm and punch the ball past them down the line. So I like a little bit of a firmer set position, getting to about a 2 on grip pressure, and then racket path. Lengthen out your drop shots, I think, a little more than you might believe you need. And then racket angle. Go from a little bit of more square at contact into wide open at the end of your swing. I think you guys will find that your drop shots will start to become super effective. All right, so that's all I got for you today. Hope that was super helpful. Please click like below this video. And if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please do so, as well as check down below me in the description of this video. You'll find the link to 3 free courses Mark and I have put together. I think you'll find those very helpful as well. So until next time, be well, and we'll see you soon at Daily Tennis Lesson.